Let me tell you how a simple heated walkway ended up burning down an empire, or at least the little fiefdom Brenda Thompson thought she'd built across the street from me in Meadowbrook Estates. Yeah, I know that sounds dramatic, but trust me, you can't make this stuff up. So picture this. It's 6 a.m., middle of a Colorado blizzard, wind screaming like a freight train, and I'm out there shoveling snow, fighting the urge to just give up and let nature win. I'm halfway down my driveway, my breath freezing in front of my face when I see Brenda coming, clipboard hugged to her chest, boots that cost more than my monthly grocery bill, and about as much traction as a pair of ice skates. She nearly bites it twice before she even gets to my property line, which honestly was the first little bit of joy I'd had that morning. "Kyle Richardson," she yells right over the wind. "We need to talk about your flagrant violation of community standards." Yeah, that got my attention. I lean on my shovel and watch her wobble the last few feet, her boots sliding every which way. "Morning, Brenda." "What violation?" She jabs a finger at her clipboard. "Your heated walkway system. Not in compliance with the architectural guidelines. Shut it down immediately." You've got to be kidding, right? It's 12 below with the wind chill, the whole county's under a blizzard warning, and she wants me to freeze the one safe path on the block. "Guidelines require approval," she says, lips pressed so tight it's a miracle she can even speak. "You didn't get approval. That's a $500 a day fine starting tomorrow." Now here's the kicker: I did apply 7 months ago. No one responded. That's because it was denied, she claims, right before nearly wiping out again on my sidewalk. Not my problem. She marches off back to her perfect little colonial with the flagpole out front, the one that, by the way, breaks at least 6 city ordinances. I watch her go, feeling the cold settle in deep. My phone buzzes. Mrs. Patterson next door. "Did I just see Brenda giving you trouble?" I text back. "Nothing I can't handle. Stay warm." Truth is, I couldn't handle it. Not really. Ever since Brenda took over as HOA president, Meadowbrook Estates had become less community and more Brenda's kingdom. Last month, she fined the Hendersons $3,000 for improper holiday lighting. The month before, she threatened to sue Tom Morrison for parking his work truck in his own driveway. It was getting out of hand. I head inside, make coffee, try to talk myself down. $12,000 I'd spent on that walkway. Electric efficient, keeps my drive and the sidewalk ice-free. Keeps Mrs. Patterson from breaking a hip. And now Brenda wants it off because I missed a permission slip. Then my phone rings. Derek Chin, my lawyer. "Kyle got a strange email from your HOA, something about a violation notice. He says they're threatening a lien on my house if I don't shut it down." I explain. He listens silent except for his keyboard tapping. "They might have a technical point about the approval," he says finally. "But making you shut down a safety feature during a blizzard, that's unreasonable. They could be liable if someone gets hurt." "So what do?" I ask. "Don't shut it down," Derek tells me. "Let them fine you. We'll fight it in court. Colorado law's got your back when it comes to safety, and I'll send them a formal response." I thank him, but there's a knot in my stomach. Fighting the HOA means months of legal headaches. Brenda watching my every move, the whole neighborhood gossiping. That evening, I head down to the basement to check the walkway's control panel. And there behind the water heater, I spot this old access panel I'd forgotten about. The previous owner once told me it led to the community well built back in the 70s. I crawl in, find a dusty utility room full of pipes, and in the corner, a junction box labeled Meadowbrook Community Well Primary Distribution Junction. Wait, what? I always thought we were on city water. I grab my phone and start digging through county records. Turns out the HOA owns this old well that still serves 32 homes, including mine, never properly permitted, never inspected by the state. That's not just a technicality. That's a $25,000 a day state violation, the kind that gets news coverage and criminal charges if anyone's gotten sick. And here's Brenda chasing me over a heated sidewalk. Next morning, Brenda's back at my door, this time with 2 other board members, Patricia the treasurer and Gary the secretary. All 3 are shivering but determined. "You missed the compliance deadline," Brenda announces. "Fines start tonight." I tell them I'm not shutting down the walkway. Patricia jumps in, rules are rules, community comes first, all that jazz. Gary puffs up, says they're going to make an example of me. Is that a threat, I ask? Brenda smiles. It's a promise. They stomp off, nearly wiping out on the Johnson's ice rink of a sidewalk. I call Derek. He tells me to document everything, every letter, every text, every threat. Then I tell him about the well. He goes quiet, then asks for every photo, every detail. If you're right, he says that's a massive violation. The state's going to drop the hammer. But be careful. Using this as leverage affects your neighbors too. 32 homes lose water if they shut that well down. That hits me. I spend the afternoon thinking about the other homeowners, Mrs. Patterson, the Kramers on Willow Street. Brenda made them rip out their garden over a landscaping rule, families who just tried to follow the rules. Do I really want to drop this bomb? But people deserve to know if their water's safe. The next day, the HOA's lawyer sends a formal demand, shut down the walkway or face a lawsuit and a lien. Derek reads it and says, time to play your card, report the well. The state's got to act. So I do. File the complaint, send every photo, every record I've got. The Colorado Department of Public Health calls within 2 hours. Mr. Richardson, this is a serious matter. We'll need to inspect the well immediately. They tell me to keep quiet, don't warn Brenda. That night, Brenda blasts the neighborhood email list. Reckless homeowner, endangering community standards. She encourages neighbors to report each other for violations, $25 gift cards as bounties. My phone buzzes all night. Some folks support me. Some say I'm destroying the community. Next morning, state inspectors arrive, spend an hour in my basement, then head off to check the well itself. By noon, Brenda's SUV comes flying down the street. She's screaming at the inspectors outside the clubhouse, red-faced and wild. My phone rings. It's Brenda, shrill and furious. You called the state on us. You've ruined everything. I tell her the truth. You're the one who ran an illegal well. I just reported it. She hangs up, promising lawsuits and ruin. By the afternoon, state and county vehicles are everywhere. The verdict, violations everywhere, no permits, no testing, contaminated water. They shut the well down the next morning, set up water tankers, and start emergency hookups to city water. Fines up to $25,000 a day. Criminal charges likely. The next day, Tom Morrison, remember the guy Brenda tried to run out over his work truck, comes over and shakes my hand. You did what needed doing. You probably saved us all. Mrs. Patterson brings me a casserole and a hug. Some folks grumble about the water disruption, but most are grateful. The HOA, meanwhile, is scrambling. A few days later, their attorney emails Derek, all fines against me are dropped, walkway fully approved, please don't sue us. But I'm not done. I dig into the HOA's finances and find $80,000 in well maintenance gone missing, funneling right into a company owned by Brenda's cousin, providing nothing but paper notices. I send a report to every homeowner. The neighborhood explodes. A special meeting is called by law. The board can't avoid it. The clubhouse is packed. Brenda, Patricia, and Gary sit at the front looking like they're about to be executed. Homeowners take turns demanding answers. Michael Brennan, retired attorney, moderates. Brenda tries to deflect. It was all the previous board's fault. Nobody's buying it. Patricia fumbles about infrastructure maintenance. Lisa Chen presses for every dollar. It's chaos, but not the kind Brenda used to control. Finally, the vote comes, remove the board audit, the finances, hand it all to the DA. It's nearly unanimous. Brenda and her crew are out on the spot. They storm out to booze and angry muttering. The new temporary board asks if I'll join. I decline. I just want my life back. The forensic audit turns up nearly $80,000 stolen over 3 years. The DA files charges. Brenda gets arrested for embezzlement and fraud. Patricia pleads out for probation. Gary testifies, walks away clean. The HOA's insurance ends up covering most of the new city water hookups, and the well gets sealed for good. Brenda's house foreclosed. Some nice young family moves and 3 kids, lots of laughter. The old neighborhood feels different now, lighter. The new board publishes actual budgets, invites homeowners to meetings, organizes events. My heated walkway officially recognized as a community asset. Neighbors come by just to walk on it during the next snowstorm. One summer afternoon, Tom Morrison cracks a beer with me and says, "A year ago I was ready to move. Now it actually feels like home." I nod. It's amazing how quickly things can change when folks stand up and say, enough. The state even uses my case to train new inspectors, and a reporter comes by for a story about HOA reform. I tell her, document everything, know your rights, don't be intimidated. The system counts on people backing down. My case sparks new laws in Colorado, more oversight, homeowner protections, real reform. And through it all, the simple, stubborn act of keeping a walkway warm and clear ended up thawing out a community frozen by fear. I'm not saying justice always looks like this. Sometimes it's messy, sometimes it's slow. But every now and then, karma really does find its way home. So let me ask you, where's the line between protecting a community and abusing power? Have you ever had to take a stand when it would have been easier to just let things go? Drop your stories and opinions below. I want to hear where you draw that line and what you think real justice looks like. Because in the end, we're all just neighbors trying to make it through the blizzard together.